in progress.
Hello and welcome to Tapping Tips Tuesday. My name is Katie Walker. I'm an EFT trainer, mentor and practitioner. And every week I like to do these cheeky little tapping tips just to show you how you can incorporate tapping into your daily practice to allow for you to move through your day, trying to minimize those feelings of stress, anxious feelings, worries, nerves, or, you know, those feelings that do show up. And EFT is not going to stop things from happening, but it certainly allows for the calming of our nervous system to be able to show up and, you know, do and be and experience our day as we would like to experience it. And so today I wanted to actually show you one particular technique within emotional freedom techniques that we use as practitioners when our clients might be really experiencing something very intensely and we want just to regulate and bring them back so we can come in and out of the process, because sometimes when we're getting too close to a trauma, we don't want to go in head first. We want to really gently approach it, because if someone's been holding that in their nervous system for years and years and years, we don't want to just get in there and rip it out. And sometimes as we're working on stuff that we have been suppressing, things do appear, and we want to have techniques and tools in our kit and in the compilation, couldn't get that word out, compilation of techniques within EFT to use it as we need to and according to what shows up with our clients. But this is one that you can use throughout the day, anytime, anywhere where you feel comfortable. And it's called Orienting Tapping. And Orienting Tapping was actually developed by one of my trainers and mentors, Alina Frank, and she combined the practice of Peter Levine's work, and Peter Levine has developed Somatic Experiencing. He's a psychologist that specializes in trauma, and he developed Somatic Experiencing. So that's really what the body is showing. And Alina actually combined that one of his practices, orienting, with tapping. So it's a really beautiful process and technique that you can use anytime, anywhere, as I said. So what I'm going to invite you to do, if you are in a position to do so, because you might be hearing this as you're driving along, so just be a little careful about what you do, maybe pull the car over or just take a moment to actually sit or stand. It doesn't matter, but what I want you to be able to do is feel your feet on the ground. I want you to feel your feet on the floor. So really, with your mind, go, I can feel that connection between my feet and the floor, whether you have shoes on, whether you have shoes off, whether you have socks on, barefoot, whatever that is for you right now. And I just want you to bring your awareness to your feet. And if you are standing, then this next part's not going to apply to you unless, yeah, you can certainly be feeling your body. But I just want you, if you are sitting down, to feel your body being held by the chair. Feel your bottom sitting on your sit bones on the chair, whether it's a hard chair, a soft chair, whether you have a back on your chair and you're noticing your back against the chair. I just want you to bring your awareness to your body being held in the chair. And just notice as you scan your body to bring awareness to what you might be feeling. You may not have stopped for the day and just kept going. But when we get the opportunity to connect with ourselves, it's a very powerful thing. So again, you know, just feeling your feet and feeling your body. If you are sitting down in the chair, if you're standing, just notice your space. And I want you just to do a scan and just notice as you're scanning from your feet up through your legs, your thighs, your torso, just bring your awareness all the way up to your head. Just notice if there's anything that's showing there for you. And don't judge it. Just notice it. Just bring your awareness to it. And then what I want you to start to do, we're not going to be tapping as we normally do on the side of the hand. We're not going to be stating anything. We're not doing our normal setup statement. If you've been watching my tapping tips, you'll notice that we start at the side of the hand. We're actually just going to go straight into tapping. So I just want you to start to tap on the top of your head whilst you're noticing and bringing your awareness to your feet and to your body being in the chair. And I just want you to notice the tapping. Maybe that's where you bring your awareness first. So just feeling that tapping. Now you're not tapping hard enough to bruise yourself, but you're certainly tapping with the pressure. Okay, so the top of the head. And again, to find that top point, if you put your thumbs on the top of your ears and then just trace your fingers around so your middle fingers meet, that's the top of the head. Okay. And then I just want you to move to the next point, which is the start of the eyebrow. And again, as you do that, I just want you to notice any sounds, because what we're doing when we're orienting, we're using all of our senses. So sounds, sights, smells, touch. And so just notice, are there any sounds in your room? For me, I can hear the humming of my oil heater, and I can hear this sound on my computer. And then we move to the side of the eye. So that's just tracing that bone around to the side of the eye. So you're not in your eye and you're not on your temple, you're just on the side of the eye. And if we use another sense, so maybe a smell. So as you're tapping, just notice, if I was to take a breath in, to smell what I smell, it could be, you may have just had a coffee or a tea in your office or your space, and you can smell that smell. For me, I don't know if you can see over in the corner here, now we're using our sight, but I'm an oils gal, and what I can smell, a mixture of oils. So I've just put an oil on and I can smell that. And so that's what I'm bringing my attention to. That's what I'm orienting to whilst I'm tapping. And then we go underneath the eye. So we're just following that bone underneath the eye. I'm not going to take my glasses off, but it is that bony part underneath the eye. And now I'm going to suggest using the sense of taste. So just bringing your awareness to what you might be tasting in your mouth. It could be the leftovers of a tea or a coffee or something that you've just eaten, but just bring your awareness. And I actually did just have a nice little cup of coffee. So I'm noticing that coffee taste in my mouth. That's where I'm bringing my attention as I'm tapping. Just remember, as we're tapping, we're actually sending a calming signal to the amygdala. And it's the amygdala that is the control center of our body that's going, is it safe? Is it not safe? And that's where the activation, that sympathetic activation, can happen. If the amygdala is thinking something's not safe, then that's when we start to feel those feelings. And so I'm just going to then say, move to the underneath your nose. And again, feeling the tapping. And if we were to use another sense, one of our senses, I'm going to say sight. So if you just, soften your gaze and look around your room. For me, if I actually lift my eyes up, I have an awesome, I think awesome, vision board in front of me. And it's just full of pictures that really attract my attention. And if I was to just be describing things, there's pictures of people, there's love hearts. And I'd probably, if I was not talking this out loud with you, I would actually be saying it in my head. I'd be saying, okay, I can see X, Y, Z. I can see this as I'm noticing the tapping on my skin. Okay, and then we go underneath the lip. And then I'm going to suggest that we use touch. So with the other hand, I just have I have it rested on my thigh. And I would be just kind of moving my hand around, or I'm moving my hand around, and I'm noticing I'm wearing jeans. So I'm just bringing my attention to what I feel underneath my hand as I'm tapping. Yep, I'm noticing that. Or I might just, feel my scarf as I'm tapping. That actually feels it's not a silky one, it feels a bit rough. I prefer my jeans, which feel a bit softer and smooth. And then we come down to the collarbone. So remember to find the collarbone. We go to the clavicles where the little nodules are, into the clavicles, the nodules, and then we come down diagonally about an inch, and then there's an indent there. So you can either use one hand, and I use it like a patting across and it gets both sides, or you can hear me patting like that, or you can use both hands on those spots. And if we were to use another sense, I might go back to hearing, because my computer's just started to amp up a little bit, and that's where my attention is going, whilst I still feel the tapping underneath my skin. And then I just notice my breath. Just took a breath. And then the last spot, it's just underneath the arm. So if you are wearing a bra for women, it's on the bra line. If you're not wearing a bra, if you're a woman or if you're a man, it's essentially a hand width down from your armpit, just underneath under your arm. And again, it could be going back to just looking around and what do you notice with your eyes? What are you noticing with your eyes, or noticing again with the taste or the smell or the touch? So I can notice I'm touching my shoulder over here and just orienting to and bringing my awareness to what is around me. And then just come back and rest your hands on your lap, however they fall. Just receive a breath, however that comes in, and notice. You can keep doing that. You can keep doing that. If you're feeling that you're starting to get that activation within you where you're going, oh my goodness, I can feel something happening within, then just take a moment. So feel your feet, bring your awareness to your space, because what can happen when we start to get a sympathetic activation, we disconnect from ourselves, and we either, our thoughts start to take over and we go wherever the thoughts go. It can go into an old memory. And what we want to be able to do is allow for the body to go in the here and now. We are safe. We're okay. And so by orienting to our space, back to ourselves, using the senses, whilst tapping, calming the amygdala, we can come back into a calm state. So I hope that's been useful. So that's thank you to Alina Frank and Peter Levine. Alina combining those two modalities of tapping and orienting. It's something that you can do. You can see how easy that is. You can come back to this video anytime you need to be able to do the orienting tapping. So I hope that has been useful. And I look forward to seeing you next week with Tapping Tips Tuesday. Take care.